Serve for set. Play.
Well, Kim Clijsters stepping out to serve.
Oh!
What a match this is between two former world number ones. 8 women who've held the number 1 ranking started in this championship. 2 of them out here tonight.
Oh. Second service.
Fifth match of the tournament for both of these players. And Tracy, I think just how their bodies are holding up is going to be one of the key factors.
Kim Clijsters coming into the event with an injury or 2. Hurt her hip in Sydney, warming up for her quarterfinal match. Couldn't compete. Then also had a slight back strain, and you see that the hamstring is taped. That's from compensating for all of those injuries. Tricky shot here from Clijsters. It got so low to the ground. But great racket control. Gets it back deep.
14-15.
And of course, Martina Hingis on the comeback trail. Not quite sure how she'll back up after some tough matches.
Oh.
Well, any bodily worries of Kim Clijsters, they're going to get a workout, a big testing from Martina Hingis, one of the most wily players in the game.
Really such a fantastic drop shot. When it hit, it actually moved back towards the net. So much underspin, backspin on it.
And Kim Clijsters holds serve, takes the first game.
Seven's Australian Open telecast, made possible by Bunnings Warehouse, where lowest prices are just the beginning. Whiskers, cats know the difference. And Kia, proudly supporting the Australian Open.
Well, what a treat this is here tonight. If you'd told me late last year, October, something like that, that we'd be watching Kim Clijsters play Martina Hingis in a quarterfinal of the Australian Open, I would have said, you're kidding. How good would that be?
I think 10 days ago, if you told Martina Hingis that she'd be in the quarterfinals, I think she'd say, how good can that be? Exceeded her expectations.
Yes, I think you're right. Martina came back not knowing how she would adapt, how she would adjust to playing back-to-back matches. And a let call there. Well, Martina was waiting for the call. It eventually came.
Karen, I think the curiosity factor before this match is an absolute 10. How is Martina Hingis going to hold up with that serve. The serve not as powerful as the other top 10 players. Second serve still could be a liability, not very hard. Like that, right there. Hingis actually said that the first couple of shots in the point, she's going to weather that storm, going to try to weather that storm and get into the point.
Certainly not a good start on serve for Hingis. Broken to love. She played at the Gold Coast, reached the semi-final there, and then Martina went to Sydney. Had to play Justine Enna Arden in the first round, lost that in straight sets, feeling a little jaded from her Gold Coast efforts.
Key for Hingis is that she got to play those 4 matches in the Gold Coast, probably more than she expected. She said this was a super success in losing to the semifinals. But each match that she's played in her comeback, she's gotten better. Remember, she has not played competitive tennis for about 3 years. Filderstadt in the fall of 2002 was her last event.
We haven't seen her here at Melbourne Park for 4 years. 2002 final, her last appearance.
Some good pop on that forehand. And certainly the expectations and who has more pressure out here today has completely changed since the last time they played. Clijsters, number 2 in the world, everything to lose. Hingis can just go for her shots.
And of course, Hingis also has that nice little thought that she does lead in their head-to-head encounters 4-1, even though she herself regards it as ancient history back in 2000, 2001 and 2002.
Completely different time in both of their careers. Almost irrelevant. Hingis was at the top of the game. Kim Clijsters, young teen, just coming into her own.
A strong recovery from Clijsters in that game. 3-love Clijsters. Well, just the start that Kim Clijsters would like. 3-love her lead in this opening set.
That second serve, 124K, but hopped away from Kim Clijsters. She couldn't grab a hold of it.
14-15.
It's very important for Martina Hingis to have a high percentage of first serves, and that's one thing that she's been doing beautifully. Getting to the quarters, somewhere around 70-75%.
Yeah, you're spot on. 73% first serves. And she'll need to do that today. Clijsters certainly by far the toughest opponent Martina has faced here at the Open. Enna Arden in Sydney. Zvonareva, the 20 seed first round here. Now break point for yet another break of serve.
A little frustrated with herself. Yeah, she's had a very favorable draw. The highest ranked player she's played is 29 in the world. Played a beautiful first round against Zvonareva. People didn't know what to expect. She showed how smart she is on the court. I think the smartest player out there. It's a question of whether she has time to set up for those beautiful shots that she has. And that's what made Hingis stand out, is that ability to look ahead in a point, to look ahead a shot or two. You know, use one shot to set up the finishing shot.
Clijsters. Service.
Kim played Francesca Schiavone in the previous round, and Schiavone after the match said she didn't think that Kim seemed very injured at all because she ran so well during that match.
Kim said she is feeling well now.
Hitting the ball very powerfully, Kim, not giving Martina too much breathing space.
This is a crazy stat, but Hingis is actually winning more points on her serve when she throws in a second serve.
That is.
Not used to having to create their own pace.
That's so right on the second serve. Justina Arden commented on how she likes more pace on a second serve, having to step up and do it all yourself when you're unaccustomed to it. Well, Hingis hanging in this game.
Serve 126 Ks. That's Most of the players serve harder second serves than that. You mentioned it earlier, Karen. I mean, Hingis has played a lot of tennis in the last 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks. Hadn't played for 3 years. How much is that taken away from her physically, emotionally? A lot of media, a lot of energy.
Power play from Clijsters, and she takes her lead out to full love.
Coming up, will the artful Roger continue to paint another masterpiece, or will the Russian ruin it like last year? Federer v Davydenko coming up.
Roger Federer, world #1, coming up next out here on Rod Laver Arena. Martina asking the question of Carlos Ramos. Just missed.
At some point, when you're Martina Hingis and you've won 3 titles on this court, gotten to 3 other championships, 3 other finals, you want to get that game. You do not want to get bageled.
No, a lot of pride involved in that.
Service.
It definitely has more velocity on it. Hingis actually talked about it in the press conference after she beat Stosur. She said Stosur was picking on my forehand. All the girls know that.
Yes.
A very attacking return from Hingis.
I think that's what she's going to have to start to do, take some more risks.
And Hingis breaks. She is on the board here. It's still Clijsters 4-1. Kim Clijsters in command of this first set. Martina just getting her first game, breaking. And boy, was she relieved and happy to break serve. Seen some huge hitting from Kim out there already. He's got a stat on the average ground stroke speed, 120 kilometres an hour for Kim. Hingis that time, and 105 Ks for Martina. 15km/h differential.
Couple of errors creeping into the Clijsters game. Actually, pretty sloppy game, this one. Kim Clijsters played an event in Hong Kong, exhibition event that she won. Took out Davenport in the final. Obviously doesn't count. Went to Sydney.
Hingis holds 2-4.
But before her quarterfinal match, was warming up, hurt that hip while she was serving. So her preparation for the Australian Open definitely was hindered. She's played her matches here as quickly as possible. It's been taped up, and then not practicing on the days off.
Well, she was pretty much untroubled coming through the first 3 rounds of this tournament, and then against Francesca Schiavone, 7-6, 6-4, the first real test. Changed the direction of the ball so well. When Kim Clijsters won her only Grand Slam last year at the US Open, she came into that event with 3 hardcourt titles in a row. A lot of confidence. Rotates around, has to find the ball, track it down. This is absolutely brilliant to watch. Turns around the other way and then threads the needle on the line. Second double fault for Clijsters. Unbelievable point though, that one before.
Yes.
Big game, this one. Clijsters 4-2 was up in this game. Well, that was casual.
Little too casual, almost missed that.
Advantage Clijsters.
And also, if she reaches over the net and makes contact over that invisible plane, she loses the point.
Game Clijsters.
Kim Clijsters holds serve. She now leads 5 games to 2. Gave a little confident smile after she made the shot. Probably just relieved. Now Hingis, she'll serve here to try and stay in this opening set. Good start to the campaign. Talked a fair bit about Martina's comeback, but Kim Clijsters also made a comeback. Didn't play much in 2004 because of a wrist injury. Had to have surgery on the left wrist. Kept her out most of 2004, and last year when she came back, her ranking was as low as 134. Gee, she came back with a vengeance. Well, that's a big serve from Hingis. Caught up in the crowd. That's what the cheering is about. But her fastest serve at 174 Ks.
Hingis.
Hingis holds on. It's 5-3 Clijsters.
Good serve from Hingis, but I've got to say that Clijsters looks really rusty to me. She's got 17 unforced errors and only 6 winners. The good days when they're about even. That's not surprising. Into the 4th round, she didn't play anybody ranked higher than 49 in the world. Had to step it up a bit against Schiavone. But Schiavone didn't have a lot of power. Clijsters wanted to keep the points short. Hingis trying to take that shot on the rise. She's cut some of the best hands in the game, but it just sat up a bit.
Oh, great depth on the return from Martina. That error bringing up set point for Clijsters. And Kim Clijsters has the opening set. 6 games to 3. Number 2 seed, Kim Clijsters, finalist here a couple of years back, US Open champion last year, her first Grand Slam title. Got the first set under her belt. Oh, beautiful touch from Hingis.
Of course, that's one aspect of her game that always set her apart, those soft hands. And the ability to do different things. You know, so many of the women these days, they just hit hard from the baseline, don't put in too many angles, too many slices, too many spins. But Hingis can move in, she can float in when she sees her opponent is in trouble.
That is why it's such a joy to see her back on court. Multi-dimensional game. And so creative on court.
She sees other shots that other players just don't.
14-15.
Or they might see them, but they can't execute them.
Exactly. Now 3 double faults from Martina already in this match. She'd only served 1 in the tournament to here.
Oof. And I think that's the pressure that she's feeling from Kim Clijsters. Going for a bit more on that second serve, knowing that she has to.
Just power plus from Clijsters.
Yes.
Hingis has tried to add some more knee bend on her serve for more velocity on the defense.
Hingis.
Showing some great variety in that last point. Break serve to lead 1-love. Here's a look at the Clijsters backhand.
Full shoulder rotation. Used a lot of that left hand. Look at the muscles there working to make contact out in front and extends that left arm out and then eventually comes around. You don't want to come across too quickly. You'll lose some depth.
Kim's hit 4 backhand winners, 2 forehand winners for the match, and certainly the backhand her most reliable side. Good sun protection. It's been hard for Kim this week, not being able to practice between matches as well. Sometimes just struggle to find some rhythm when you do get into the match.
Clijsters had a phenomenal year last year. Obviously won that first Grand Slam, but also 9 total titles, the best record on the WTA Tour. I always think winning that first Grand Slam takes some pressure off, gives you that belief. She was feeling pressure because everybody gave her the label, the most talented player out there not to win a Grand Slam. Resmo holds that plaque now.
Two-love Clijsters.
Very unusual shot. Great anticipation from Clijsters. She quickly moves up there, hits the net cord. Hingis is there, and Clijsters is lucky to hit that volley away. Good to see both enjoying themselves out here.
Some huge hitting in that point. I think Martina, even though she's on the losing end so far in this match, should be enjoying this as well. Enjoying not having the expectations of being the number one. That first one, what a terrific pickup.
I must say, this exceeds her expectations. Get into the quarters here. The question is, where is she going to be happy being in 6-8 months? You know, if she's not in the top 10, will she be happy being 12? We need to give her a little time to get used to playing, get some match. Some match toughness. This is someone who's been #1 in the world for 209 weeks.
And got there when she was 16 and a half. "25 years of age now, Martina Hingis.
15-14.
The thing was, she left the game because of injuries back in late 2002. Always thought she had to leave the game too early because of that.
2 ankle surgeries, one on the right, one on the left.
No! 30-14.
Hingis trying to move either on top of the baseline or inside that baseline to hit the ball early. The goal in tennis, trying to rob your opponent of time. You either do that with power or hitting the ball on the rise.
Yes.
Beautiful attacking play from Hingis. Set that point up strategically.
Much better length on her shots. Not feeling quite as rushed the last few points.
A shame.
Yes.
4th double fault. Worked so hard to get back from those break points down. It's tough for the Aussie crowd here because both of these women are just so popular in Australia. Kim Clijsters, of course, with a long association with Leighton Hewitt. Got the moniker Aussie Kim, and we haven't let it go, even though Leighton has moved on and Kim has moved on. Oh, perfect in the corner.
Hits it early and with pace and accuracy. Kim with that semi-open stance. It's very difficult to read where she's going to drive that ball.
That ball was called out, but Carlos Ramos in the chair overruled and has given the point to Hingis correctly. Game point. And she does hold on. It's still Clijsters leading by a set and 2-1. Oh, Kim Clijsters, whiskers purple patch. She has 12 winners, 27 from Martina Hingis. Clijsters, an aggressive player, wants to get first strike, the shorter points.
15.
That's a short point, her first ace for the match. Also her fastest serve yet, 179.
shot. Just dips it down low at the Clijsters' feet. She has to hit it up, and she has plenty of time to pick her passing shot. Wow, things have changed in the last 5 minutes. Clijsters was up 2-love and had 3 break points on Hingis' serve. Now she's down 2 break points.
Hingis does it. She breaks back. It's 2-all.
Quiet, please. After the tennis, the most amazing sporting event on the planet, will Australia bring home more gold? Let the games begin. Time, February 11 on 7.
You see Hingis eager to move forward there.
I tell you, Hingis, this is only her 10th match since she started her comeback. She's competing extremely well. Always one of the most tough mentally out there. When you first come back, it's tough to stay focused for long times.
Martina Hingis is just one of those born competitors. Lives to compete, missed it while she was away.
Change of pace there. It was when she played team tennis in the United States in the summer last year, and she said, I was beating the girls ranked 70 and 80. She said that's where the idea was really planted in my head for this comeback.
Creative shots from Hingis. She holds serve and leads in this second set. And the crowd getting very excited here. Hingis making headway here in this set. Just too many errors at the moment in the Clijsters game. She's made 27 unforced errors to 19 from Hingis.
That's okay if you have more unforced errors than your opponent. Just you have got to make sure that you have a lot more winners as well. She only has 3 more winners. Hingis looking a lot more comfortable this set. Kim Clijsters is here without a coach, Mark DeHoos. They separated after the U.S. Open last year.
amicable split, though. Kim just feeling she really didn't need to have someone telling her what to do. Felt that she could run her own show.
And Mark actually just got married early last year and didn't want to travel quite as much. Kim here with her cousin, who's her physio, Tim Clijsters, and I can tell you, he's worth every penny this week. He has worked extremely hard to keep her together. Inside out forehand. Depth. That's her bread and butter shot, that backhand down the line. There's Tim Clijsters.
Hingis breaks serve. Goes out to a 4-2 lead.
Coming up, will the artful Roger continue to paint another masterpiece, or will the Russian ruin it like last year? Federer v Davydenko coming up.
Big match coming up, big one right here. Battle of two former number ones. Of course, Kim Clijsters, if she were to win this match, can go back to that top position.
She's really making so many mistakes now, so inconsistent. Bring that ball in a bit. Give yourself some margin until you get that rhythm again. So impatient. The wheels have come off for Clijsters in the last 4 games. Seem to be in total control. Up a set and 2 love. Not willing to work the point around.
She said throughout this tournament has wanted to keep the point short because of her injuries.
This to me looks like a state of mind. Seems to be moving well.
Hingis holds serve. She leads 5-2 in the second set. Well, critical stage here in this match. Kim Clijsters serving to try and stay in the second set. Martina Hingis has certainly been much steadier out there in the latter part of this set.
Left for service. Out. 15.
Kim rushing on that serve.
Really seems to be rushing on everything. Shot selection.
Terrific
She's already taken off, and she gets there and finds the line.
30.
If you're Hingis here, you just continue to play very solid tennis. She hasn't played spectacular the last 5 games, but has made Kim Clijsters hit a lot of shots.
Wow, wild. So second set point here for Martina Hingis.
Yes.
Racket head speed there. Just went for it.
Advantage, Clijsters.
Well, it really looks as if she's going for everything. Up-tempo game she's playing.
Second service.
To tell you the truth, Karen, to me she just looks so agitated out there. And she usually looks like she's enjoying herself, the competition, the fight.
Advantage, Clijsters.
Oh, just missing. The thing is, Martina is so experienced and smart enough to know that her opponent isn't happy out there, isn't composed. She's got to take advantage of it.
Yes.
Aggressive return there. And this is where she can pull from those 5 Grand Slam titles. Those 40 wins on the WTA Tour. All those close matches.
Advantage, Hingis.
She is so impatient. Need to play with controlled aggression if you're Kim Clijsters. She's playing with aggression, but no control.
And Hingis, she clinches the second set. We will see a third set in just a moment. Well, this young woman, Martina Hingis, doing a great job there, playing very steady, clever tennis in that second set. And she's looking very composed out there, very cool. And in contrast, Kim Clijsters, who's usually such a marvellous competitor, looks like she's just in a hurry. Looks like she's got an appointment she wants to keep.
Just looks irritated, Clijsters. Does not want to work the point. think this first game will be very telling to see whether Clijsters slows everything down a bit. Time in between points. A little more time before she chooses the right shot to go for the big one. If you're Hingis and you're seeing someone on the other side of the court who looks this way and is making so many errors, you play steady. Need to play aggressively. Now, Hingis can't just get the ball back. Whew. Or maybe she can. She's not having to do too much.
Oh,
I thought that was good.
well,
Let's see how good my eyes are, because it actually had so much topspin on it. Looked like it was going long.
well, here's a look at Hawkeye. And it did just miss.
Wrong.
Martina had the right to ask that question. Now that's tough when the ball's out like that.
You know, though, she didn't play it, and you know, you're going to get some calls, some bad calls. Clijsters got some bad calls when she played in the finals here a few years back against Justine.
One in particular.
Yeah, but you know what? You play every ball, wait for the call. Great drop shot. She moved inside the baseline, Hingis. Hit it early, which cut down on the time that Clijsters had to react. The thing is that most people couldn't do this. Might want to, but couldn't execute like that.
Well, you heard Martina say, yep, too good. So Hingis broken in the opening game of the third set. And love Clijsters
Gets that racket back nice and early, eyes on the ball, and has to use a lot of that left hand and extends it out because that ball has been hit very hard from Clijsters. And then she looks up. She's a lot stronger, I think, than when she left the tour. You look at the pictures around here when she was the champion. She's much more cut now. She realizes that the tour has changed. She says everybody in general is in better shape. They're better athletes. She worked really hard 5 or 6 weeks in Switzerland with her mom and at her academy in Switzerland.
One of the best points of the match there.
To me, Clijsters looking a lot more lively in that point. It's called wide. Is wide. And that was the first time that Clijsters actually did a little bit of that slide. Has not done that the whole tournament because of the injuries.
Love 13.
Just in that first point, a lot more spark about Clijsters, a lot more energy. Still love 30 down here.
Talked about Hingis training those 5 or 6 weeks. Mid-November and December with her mom. Her mom, Melanie Molitor, is still her coach, but not make the trip down here. Hingis said after the last match when she played Stozer, she called her mom. And she was so excited to get to the quarters. And her mom said, well, you could have done this more. You could have done that more. She said, Mom, I got to the quarters.
You wonder where she gets those high expectations she has from. Born and bred to be a champion, named Martina after Navratilova. Oh, frustrated with herself there.
Clijsters hits that shot so comfortably. She's very strong in the upper shoulders. Great timing. That sparks back.
Well, Clijsters finding her rhythm, holds serve and goes out to a 2-love lead.
Clijsters leads 2 games to 1.
This is where she was in that second set.
Yes, had a set and 2-love with 3 break points against the Hingis serve. Couldn't convert. Back on a roll now, though. When Martina Hingis was away from the tour, not playing, she was still hitting a lot of balls at home. Said she doesn't understand how people have always played tennis can just not pick up a racket after they quit. So she was always hitting, but is enjoying being back playing in front of crowds and competing. Love the quote. She said at home there were just a few cows watching. I think she likes the crowds here at Melbourne Park a lot more.
She tried some other things, some commentary, took some English classes. She still has a couple of horses that she rides when she's at home, but she missed the tennis.
Forty-30.
122 Ks.
Well, that serve 114 Ks.
She even has to smile. She was moving to the left before Hingis even hit it. I think Hingis will feel pressure on this second serve. She hits it out wide, went for a bit more.
A brave serve.
And a smart serve.
Amazing how she holds the nerve after not having competed for so long. And she holds serve. It's Clijsters, 2-1 in the third set. Oh, big game that last one with Hingis holding serve, getting on the board in this third set. Really has to stay with Clijsters.
Clijsters took a little off that last forehand. Just made sure that she got the winner.
Oh, great move from Martina.
We haven't seen a shot like that in at least 4 years. Last time probably from Martina Hingis. Takes all of the pace out of the ball. Slices underneath it for a perfect winner. Fact of the matter, she makes it look so easy. That is not an easy shot.
15-30.
It's a little opening here for Hingis.
Clijsters flattens that shot out. Hingis has plenty of topspin on her forehand. Very safe, high over the net.
Oh, Clijsters doing a good job getting that ball on the rise.
And this is where the game has changed. Everybody so much more aggressive. I think Venus and Serena took it up to a new level.
Outright aggression from Clijsters. She holds serve and leads 3-1.
Quiet, please. And imagine rolling green hills, blazing the day away in the afternoon sunshine. That's the dream. Then there's the reality. The real sea change. Time this February on 7.
Great pass from Kim Clijsters. Didn't go for the power, went for the placement, low at the feet and with angle. Very crucial game right here for both players. Hingis to stay in the match, Clijsters to get a good cushion.
Out 30-15.
No call from the linesperson. Overrule from Carlos Ramos. Has to be very sure when he does that. And that time, gee, bad luck for Clijsters. Great hands from Clijsters at the net.
13.
Hingis hits this shot and takes off running, but can't get enough on it.
For 6.
Just pressing, trying to keep that ball deep. Point here for Clijsters to go to a 4-1 lead.
That's a beautiful point from Hingis. Break point down. Slithers it over the net and then moves forward. It's very tough to read that drop shot because you can also slice it as well.
Hingis giving Clijsters the runaround in that point. Like a game of chess out there.
Hitting it very early. She handling the pace beautifully.
Great serve from Hingis. She holds on. Clijsters leads 3-2 in the decider. And another Whiskers purple patch for Kim Clijsters in this set. The third set, 7 winners off the Clijsters forehand, none from Hingis. Kim getting a bit of march on early in this set, going to a 3-1 lead. Had a point for 4-1, couldn't convert.
I think think the quality of tennis in this third set has gone up immensely. Another error from Clijsters, and she really goes through these peaks and valleys in this match where she's playing extremely well and then comes up with a string of unforced errors, loses her focus.
She won that point, but rushing again to just get that serve down.
You'd expect that more from someone like Martina Hingis, who hasn't played much.
Still a break point remaining. And there it is. Hingis breaks back. We're leveled at 3-0 in the third.
What a donation, that last point. Hingis just got the return in. Clijsters going for way too much, too soon in the point. Off her back heel. Now it gets interesting.
Okay, quiet please.
I should say more interesting, because this was interesting right from the first point.
All credit to Martina Hingis. Fighting, a lot steadier out there, but you've got to say Kim Clijsters has been very erratic through this match. Seen some brilliance, also seen some uncharacteristic errors.
There's the brilliance.
And certainly it doesn't seem to be anything to do with injuries or mobility, because Kim is moving very well out there on court tonight. Just in the focus, application.
And patience.
Hingis doing a great job to get that extra ball back. Clijsters play that next shot. Gets the error.
You've got to wonder how Hingis is feeling physically. She played against Stozer last round, halfway through that second set. She was huffing and puffing.
Now it's Clijsters who takes the lead, 4-3. Well, tense times out here. Number 2 seed Kim Clijsters has edged ahead in this third set, 4-3.
And Clijsters, no doubt, with all of the pressure here. Hingis can swing freely, nothing to lose. has to have gone through Clijsters' head. You know, I'm 2 in the world. She obviously has been #1 in the world, but she's 349 right now. Only her 3rd tournament back.
I don't think the ranking counts for anything, though, as far as Hingis goes. We're just unsure how far she will go back up the rankings. Great shot. One of the things Martina has said is that it's hard to put a figure on it, but she would certainly like to be beating and challenging the top players. Well, she's certainly challenging Kim Clijsters here today.
No doubt about it. Much sooner than she thought she would in her abbreviated comeback.
14-15.
Clijsters holds serve, goes away to a 5-3 lead in the deciding set.
Coming up, will the artful Roger continue to paint another masterpiece, or will a Russian ruin it like last year? Federer v Davydenko coming up.
We're looking forward to that match. Roger Federer, always a joy to watch. I'm certainly getting a lot of pleasure watching these two out here. Martina Hingis now serving to stay in this match. See if she can continue her fairy tale comeback.
That's where the game has changed. In the defensive position, Clijsters hits the offensive shot.
Crowd getting a bit rowdy out there. It's a shame. I think she was distracted then. A lot of people calling out. Match point, Kim Clijsters. Don't forget she can usurp Lindsay Davenport in the #1 position if she wins this match. And the crowd really encouraging Hingis. 1 match point saved.
Love
Still
that
another one.
serve and volley.
Hingis in that point.
Look at this. She comes in off the baseline, hits it on the rise. Great hands, great racket head speed, and gets the lucky bounce off the net.
Swiss miss, very cool. And Kim Clijsters now with a tough task ahead, serving out this match. The winner will meet Emily Mauresmo in a semi-final. Clijsters had 2 match points in that previous game, couldn't clinch it.
Please.
You hit that shot up the line. It's got to be very deep. You leave that cross court wide open.
Well, the crowd loving this match. 2 of Melbourne Park's favourites out there doing battle. Now 3 match points for Kim Clijsters. And the number 2 seed is through. What a fabulous battle that was. I think Kim Clijsters really had to fight against herself more than anything else. Really had to find focus, fight through some erratic form out there. All credit to her.
Champions somehow find a way to win even when they're not playing their best. And that certainly was not her best. But again, all credit to Martina Hingis as well. Getting to the quarterfinals, taking Kim Clijsters to a tough 3-setter. I think we can expect some big things from Hingis in the next 6 months to a year. She'll be challenging for the top. Maybe not the top 5, but can she make it to the top 10?
Well, certainly pushed Clijsters to the limit today, and just wonderful to see that brand of tennis that Hingis plays back out there. Kim, of course, now will become the world number 1. Martina Hingis, she'll go up to around the 110 mark after her result here, getting through to the quarterfinal. She has to be encouraged by the way she's managed to play in this comeback. And Kim Clijsters will now play Emily Mauresmo in the semi-final. I'm looking forward to hear what she has to say. She's now out there with Adam Peacock.
Kim, fantastic match. What does it mean not only getting to the semi-finals here, but also beating Martina to get there?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time since I've played her, so you know, she's definitely improved a lot, I think, even to when she was at her best, and that's a great thing to see. You know, she's a great girl, and she shows so much personality out on the court as well. So it's, I think, great to have her back.
Now, I'm not sure if you know or the people here know, but with that win, you're the new world number 1. Congratulations.
Thank you. You know, it's after the year I had last year, this is just something that, how do they say here, the cherry on the cake, or, you know, it just tops it off. And it's, you know, it was never a goal, I think, but as you know, if you play well, if you improve and keep working hard all the time, then the good things happen, and you know, I'm very happy with it. And yeah, so I don't know what to say.
Say well done to yourself. Just one last one. The entourage is down a few members. Earlier in the match, you had some kids up there that were here 2 days ago. They've left. They've gone to dinner, have they?
I guess so. You know, maybe they're getting a little bit. It's not easy for little kids to watch tennis in the heat here and for so long. But they, my previous match, I mean, I was even surprised. I didn't hear them out there at all. So it was good to see. And but probably today they were, you know, maybe a little tired, a little bit too hot for them.
Well, they'll be back for the semi-finals, and so are you. Well done.
Thank you.
Looks like a Barbie, she's just too hot for me. She's like a tsunami, could wipe out an army with a blink of an eye. She can pop the Red Sea.